Makoto Masumi is an ordinary high school student, but his life changes when it's revealed that his parents came from another world. One day, they leave Earth, and Makoto is summoned to that same fantasy world by the goddess Tsukayomi, who assigns him the role of a hero. This world, however, is filled with non-human races and dangerous monsters. Before sending him off, the goddess blesses Makoto with the ability to understand every language. After wandering through a vast wasteland for 3 days, Makoto encounters a young orc girl named Emma, who is being attacked by a two-headed wolf. He defeats the monster with ease, revealing his newfound strength. Grateful, Emma brings him to her village, where he begins learning the basics of magic. Determined to grow stronger, Makoto sets out to challenge a mighty dragon named Shen, who wields an axe and specializes in creating powerful illusions. During their battle, Shen traps Makoto in a pleasant illusion of his happiest memories. However, as Shen glimpses deeper into Makoto's other memories, he becomes fascinated by the sights of modern Japan. Makoto eventually breaks free from the illusion, only to be surprised when Shen proposes a contract to become his familiar. Makoto agrees, and the dragon transforms into a beautiful samurai woman, eager to witness his future adventures. He later discovers that Shen has a particular fondness for Japan's history and samurai culture. Soon after, Shen transports Makoto to her own alternate dimension, marking the beginning of their extraordinary journey together. After defeating Shen, Makoto discovers that her dimension now resembles the peaceful countryside of Japan. He tells the orcs about his victory, and Shen offers them a place to live in her dimension, which has fertile land perfect for farming. Meanwhile, Makoto becomes curious about his parents, remembering that the goddess Tsukayomi once told him he was originally born in this world before being taken to Japan. One day, Shen arrives with an injured dwarf and reports that a monstrous spider known as the Black Disaster is rampaging through her dimension. The creature is cursed with endless hunger and devours everything in its path. Makoto confronts the spider and manages to kill it, but the spider regenerates, and the intense battle causes him to lose consciousness. Shen tries to reason with the beast, who suddenly reveals that Makoto's overwhelming violence has sated its hunger. Wanting to stay by Makoto's side, the spider agrees to form a contract with him. When Makoto wakes up, he is startled to see that the spider has taken on the form of a beautiful woman. Shen explains the situation, and Makoto names her Mio, while Shen keeps the new name Tomo. He also learns that the injured dwarf, named Baron, is a skilled blacksmith capable of crafting powerful artifacts. During his unconscious state, orcs, dwarves, mist lizards, and spiders from both Tomo's and Mio's villages had come together out of concern for him. Later, Makoto travels to the human world, only to be attacked by a nearby village. Tomo explains that his massive magical aura makes humans mistake him for a demon lord. To avoid suspicion, Makoto spends several months learning the human language and uses Baron's enchanted tools to suppress his aura. He then registers as a merchant and joins the Adventurers Guild. Tomo and Mio quickly become famous for their overwhelming strength, far surpassing even the strongest adventurers. While Makoto, due to his suppressed power, appears weak, barely at level 1. Makoto soon notices that the prices in the city are abnormally high and that suspicious people are following him. That night, Tomo foils an ambush on his wagon. While buying supplies, Makoto and Mio meet a girl named Rinon, who tells them her sister, Toa, has gone missing. Tomo tracks down the kidnappers, killing 3 and capturing 1. Using Rinon's drawing and Makoto's memory, they learn that Toa's group betrayed her and took her captive. Makoto, who thinks Toa resembles a girl named Heisukawa from Japan, sends Mio and Tomo to rescue her. Meanwhile, Rinon is pressured by the thieves to steal Makoto's gold to repay Toa's debt, but she refuses, unwilling to betray his kindness. Mio and Tomo defeat the thieves' leader, Milt, and destroy much of the city in the process, competing over who can defeat the most enemies. Tomo then alters everyone's memories, making it seem as if a monster horde had destroyed the city of Zetsuya. Because the Adventurers Guild there is gone, Makoto must re-register in the next city, Saige. Before heading out, Makoto tells Tomo to train alone in the forest while he travels with other adventurers. Along the way, Makoto and Mio slay many demons, collecting valuable materials like ruby iant parts, which Toa gathers for trade. After arriving in Saige, Makoto celebrates his successful registration with new companions, Luisa the elf archer, Hazel the human alchemist, and Ranina the dwarf knight. Makoto plans to sell the ruby eyes to the Rembrandt Trading Company, though Toa warns him of its poor reputation. Back in the Demiplane, Emma reports great progress. The orcs have started constructing a palace for Makoto. The dwarves are building infrastructure, and the mist lizards have cultivated farmland. To further control his aura, The dwarves craft a merchant outfit for Makoto, but his immense power destroys it instantly. He also discovers that the crops and magical ingredients grown in the Demiplane are far stronger than those in the outside world. When Makoto visits Rembrandt Trading Company, he struggles to communicate with its manager, Patrick Rembrandt, who is initially unimpressed. However, once Patrick sees the ruby eye, he becomes overjoyed it can be used to make ambrosia, a medicine that can cure his cursed wife and daughters. Grateful, Patrick apologizes and asks for Makoto's help. Makoto easily passes the merchant exam using basic middle school math, then cleverly completes the second test collecting 4 dangerous items by substituting them with ruby eyes of equal value. Makoto sets up a hidden portal to connect the Demiplane with the outside world, creating a secret trade network. Soon, he begins promoting the Demiplane's products under the guise of a merchant. Meanwhile, Tomo and Mio grow jealous over who gets closer to Makoto but ultimately agree to cooperate and assist him in brewing ambrosia. Patrick gathers adventurers and a witch doctor responsible for cursing his family. Makoto helps Hazel craft the ambrosia. During the process, Makoto helps subdue Patrick's wife, Lisa, who is turned into a monster, allowing Patrick to administer the cure. The ambrosia successfully heals both Lisa and her daughters. However, just as Makoto prepares to leave, a group of adventurers led by Lime Latte ambushes him. After a fierce battle, Makoto defeats all 200 attackers. Lime then confesses that his goal was only to punish Patrick for stopping him from continuing his cruel experiments, revealing that the world Makoto has entered is far more dangerous and corrupt than he imagined. Many adventurers lost their lives on a dangerous quest that offered them nothing in return. Lime, reflecting on the tragedy, realizes that the witch doctor may have actually cursed him, turning him into a demon. Regretful for everything he's done, Lime apologizes to Patrick, who chooses to forgive him and spares his life. Grateful yet burdened, Lime retires from adventuring. Seeing his memories, Tomo learns that Lime had been secretly sending all his earnings to the orphanage where he grew up. Moved by his kindness, she gifts him a handcrafted katana and appoints him as one of Makoto's spies. Despite his gratitude toward Makoto, Patrick begins to see him as a potential rival and encourages him to start his own trading company. When Makoto returns to the Demiplane, Emma informs him of a new problem. The warriors of his village have lost their spirit after training. Makoto realizes it's his fault. His overwhelming strength made them too dependent on him, causing them to lose confidence. To restore their morale, he organizes weekly competitions that inspire friendly rivalry and push everyone to improve together. Later, Makoto, Mio, and Tomo re-register as adventurers and are asked to train new recruits. Makoto chooses Toa's group and assigns Tomo to guide them. However, Tomo feels uneasy, noticing how much Toa resembles the Japanese girl from Makoto's previous life, and worries he might be unconsciously drawn to her. She puts Toa's team through brutal training, eventually sending them to fight 100 ape monsters. Their victory proves they've become one of the strongest adventure teams. Makoto decides to rent a shop from Patrick's company to start selling ambrosia flowers. He prefers renting instead of buying, fearing ownership might allow Patrick to spy on his activities. Patrick respects his decision and helps him set up business in a neutral city. A celebration is held in Makoto's village to mark the launch of his new trading company. During the party, Akina mentions that ambrosia flowers also grow in the outside world, but she refuses to harvest them since they're protected by the elves. Meanwhile, Mio and Tomo suddenly sense something wrong. Makoto's life force fades for a moment. Tomo realizes he had merged with nature while focusing his mind, entering a death-like state that terrified them both. They believe that if Makoto's power keeps growing unchecked, the goddess who once cast him into the wasteland may begin to see him as a threat and try to eliminate him. Makoto returns to the human world. Mio, frustrated by her growing affection for Makoto, jokes that she's tired of waiting and wants him immediately, scaring him so much that he escapes through a portal. Feeling guilty for her behavior, Mio apologizes, and the dwarves create a powerful mana-suppressing device for Makoto to keep his energy under control. Soon after, Makoto travels with the elves to negotiate peace. However, some adventurers attempt to steal from them, and one of them, a vampire, provokes the elves into a fierce fight. Makoto intervenes, bringing the adventurers to the Demiplane and then introducing them to the elven elders, Aqua and Eris. There, he meets Nelgestori and his son Adono, who are troubled by the weakening of their protective barrier. Makoto also meets Mondo, a seasoned warrior and mentor to Akoa and Eris. Mio suspects that something dark is possessing Mondo, and she's right. A corrupted soul escapes from Mondo's body, kills Adono, and attacks the elves with a group of demons. Makoto captures the creature,